United have 19,000 fans, Nottingham Forest 21,000 in this capacity crowd of just over 40,000. The Nottingham Forest team, which Brian Clough has just left in the dressing room, are in what they call the lucky dressing room here at Villa Park, because on the last 5 occasions that an FA Cup semi-final has been held here, and the Forest fans at this stage of the afternoon will be pleased to hear this, the team coming out of the home dressing room has got through to Wembley. And that team today in that Aston Villa dressing room is Nottingham Forest. However, the stadium bathed in sunshine. And what a lovely day it is, semi-final day, isn't it? A real highlight of the season. And we've had already splendid entertainment in the south. I wonder what awaits us here in the Midlands. News did raise a few eyebrows. Gary Parker is back at number 6 and Gary Crosby returns at number 7. No surprises there. But at number 10 and number 11, the selection of 20-year-old Lee Glover and 23-year-old Ian Wone, in preference to Nigel Jemson and Steve Hodge, not widely anticipated. Jemson is on the bench, but Hodge, with only 90 minutes football in 6 weeks, is not in the 13. And the explanation for the choice of Glover I'll come to later. West Ham United have picked Trevor Morley, wearing number 11, as their only out-and-out striker. Jimmy Quinn on the bench. A lot will depend there on the role of number 8, Stuart Slater. We may well find him wide on the left, and pretty certain to find Kevin Keane in number 10, wide on the right. And don't confuse him, by the way, with Roy Keane of Nottingham Forest, who's wearing number 8 in their lineup. So Tony Gale at number 4 there did pass his fitness test, and Ray Stewart is a substitute. Flags up for a foul by Stuart Pearce. Decision given promptly by the linesman on the far side, Bob Andrews. Experts at counter-attack, this is Roy Keane. To his right is Gary Crosby. Through the middle, Nigel Clough, but still Keane. And Charles joins the attack as well. Play on, says Keith Hackett, and Keane really didn't release the ball soon enough. There were players either way, and it was an opportunity for Nottingham Forest. Back. Very close for Forest. And again, the ball kept low. It was pops away from Wone. This is Pearce. It's Keane. Ian Wone involved again. Clough. Keane. Both Keanes involved, actually. And Gale bumped him down. Keith Hackett goes straight to his pocket. It's, what, 23 yards out, the challenge. Crosby was away from Gale, and Gale came in, and it's red. It's the cynical foul on the player in the goal-scoring opportunity. Tony Gale has been sent off the pitch in the FA Cup semi-final. What a sensation. Keith Hackett says that's the way the law is, you've got to go. And I'm not so sure that there won't be controversy about that decision. Bobby Charlton is shaking his head. Here's what happened. Did he push him? Did he bump him? Did he pull him back by the shirt? Well, he certainly went over. And West Ham United have been reduced to 10 men, and Tony Gale is sent off in the FA Cup semi-final. We'll debate that after the free kick, Bobby Charlton, because Forest have got an opportunity here. Parker has lined the ball up, Pearce is there, so is Nigel Clough, and West Ham, for obvious reasons, are rocking. And it's Nigel Clough into the wall. Way by Roy Keane. Kevin Keane. Slater for West Ham. Fell over his own feet initially. And George Parrish hit one there that looked to be on its way. But on their way now, Forest with Parker. Crosby. And it's Gary Parker. Keane goes to the right. West Ham funnel back. Kevin Keane and Popsy went to meet him. And now it's the turn of Steve Chettle to go forward for Nottingham Forest. Lee Glover and Nigel Clough taking up positions inside the 6-yard box. Keane is there too. Too high for Chettle, cleared by Foster. Crosby. Well, so far, Forest have been unable to make the extra man tell. Slater. Nice skill. Kevin Keane. To his right, Martin Allen. And the ball comes off Pearce, but the advantage is West Ham's. Referee Hackett right to let play go. Keane to Paris. Still George Paris. Allen. Lofted shot from Martin Allen. That Forest have it. Nottingham Forest take the lead in the FA Cup semi-final. And the scorer is Gary Crosby, 5 minutes into the second half. It was the best chance so far, but he took it with some aplomb. Nigel Clough makes all the running here. Slides the ball into Roy Keane. Keane skips a challenge. Feeds it out to Crosby. McCloskey has to narrow the angle, and Crosby finds a way through him. It's 1-0 Forest. An explosive start to the second half here. And Nigel Clough, the manager's son, opens up the West Ham defence with the help of Keane. And Crosby, that's a very good finish. Low down by the goalkeeper's right hand. Well taken, Bobby Charlton.
Yes, problems now for West Ham, I'm afraid. But they're again through the middle of the field.
A little second time they've hit the post, West Ham. And I don't think there was a deflection then. Slater cut inside. No, that was a genuine effort going into the near corner, caught the post. Perhaps he'll give it a few minutes, wait and see. Who's made his name this season has now written it across the FA Cup semi-final. Brian Clough's team are 2-0 up with less than an hour gone. Another swift, slick, incisive Forest move this. Lee Glover turned well, Roy Keane took it well, and it's 2-0.
Great play by Lee Glover here. Could have took the shot himself, but let Roy Keane in.
Just as Potts got his challenge in, Bobby, wasn't it? Just got to touch his shot in before the tackle came in. Well taken.
Yes, Brian Clough still not smiling. I think he
still Nigel Clough. Oh, I think that must have hit Colin Foster. This is Keane. Forest are beginning to play now their own particular brand of football to feet, for which onside, and Kevin Keane. Well, it was a good opening, but he couldn't do what his namesake did at the other end. George Parrish got 6 men forward. Roy Keane. Parker again into Clough. Oh, flicked on again to Parker, and now Wone and Parker. It's intricate stuff this, it's Parker's curler! Fine save by Ludek McCloskey. Gareth, this is the Irishman again, Roy Keane. Good save by the keeper. Got the angle absolutely spot on, McCloskey. Don't think Keane did too much wrong. And the skipper's got the third. Surely Nottingham Forest are at Wembley now. Surely the long wait is over for Brian Clough in the FA Cup. And surely no more inspirational figure to clinch it for him than his captain Stuart Pearce. A bad mistake by Colin Foster. He ducked underneath the bouncing ball, really. Clough couldn't finish it, but Stuart Pearce with his right foot, shall we mention there, certainly did. It's 3-0 and Pearce in off the post.
All over now, John, I'm afraid. They have been enjoying themselves this last 10-15 minutes, Forest, playing good football. And of course, they're getting a bit more dejected now.
boxed inside him. Nigel Clough. Play on. Lee Glover. Gary Charles. A great moment for him. That, without any doubt at all, clinches Nottingham Forest's place in the 1991 FA Cup final and definitely ends the long wait for an applauding Brian Clough. And Gary Charles, 21 years old yesterday, gives himself the kind of present, little deflection perhaps, you won't mind about that any player would want. The goal that puts the semi-final beyond any doubt at all. So West Ham go 4-0 down after 81 minutes. And a smiling manager knows now that it's Forest versus Spurs on the 18th of May. It's a good chance too. Jimmy Quinn would have expected to score there, wouldn't he?
Should have scored. Yes, on his left foot, plenty of time. Just pulled it wide.
Over in the middle, Crosby coming up in support, number 7. Curling one, but says no, gives it to Wone instead. Played in for Glover. And again. Well, in this spring sun, he's away from the goalkeeper, chips it. George Paris stretching, couldn't get the contact he needed, but found Wone. Oh, the space here. It's Laws, and now it's Crosby. And Crosby again. That hit Colin Foster. Some tired legs now on the West Ham side. Crosby still. Charles. And it's Pearce. Through by Clough. Tries to find Pearce again. Potts. Shoot. It opened up for him, but he shot wide.
Not running off now. He reckons he's done his job. He's motivated the players, he's got them to play really marvellous football, and they're at Wembley. Well played.
The man of the moment has left the arena. And how typical that he should do something other managers perhaps wouldn't do, because the final whistle is gone. And Nottingham Forest are through to Wembley to play Tottenham Hotspur in the FA Cup final of 1991. Billy Bonds congratulates the opposition. Stuart Pearce leads Forest towards their supporters on what for this club is a memorable day. Billy Bonds' team acquitted themselves with dignity in defeat. Reduced to 10 men in the 25th minute. That will be hotly debated over the course of the next few days. But once the second half started, it was Nottingham Forest off the back of the first goal from young Gary Crosby who really went to town. And their supporters enjoyed it. It was 4-0. It could, in all honesty, have been more. So overwhelming was Forest's superiority in the second half. And as the players take the bow and the plaudits and the applause, the manager, who came out ahead of his team to sample the atmosphere, has disappeared to let them have centre stage. But don't worry about that. What will be written about tomorrow will be that Brian Clough has taken his team to the FA Cup final, and that will be his first experience of that occasion in 35 attempts.